Scott Olmsted, editor-in-chief of American Hunter, is with us on the program. Scott, how you doing, sir?
How are you, Cam? Happy opening day for baseball season.
Yes, indeed. We've got Red Sox started, I believe, about 40 minutes ago as we are live on the air. I've been good, though. I've resisted the urge to check the score. I will wait until the top of the hour, and I will check the score again. It's very distracting, and I just, I've got the game recording at home. I may watch it when I get home this evening, pitch by pitch. But that's the bad part about day baseball, Scott. Is some of us have to work. But it is here, and that's good. And we've got the NRA annual meetings coming up this week. Although, again, I'm kind of depressed. The Nashville Sounds are going to be away. But I guess it gives us more time to go to things like the Alan Jackson concert on Saturday night, right? And the NRA Country Jam.
There's a lot of fun planned for this weekend, and I hope everyone who can make it to the meetings gets to a couple of those events. I mean, that to me, that's the byproduct. The important thing is we go and we gather peacefully as Second Amendment supporters, as NRA members. But the byproduct is we get to go and have a lot of fun, too. There's the Hank Williams Jr. is playing Friday night, and it's a free concert in the public square right there outside Music City Center. Alan Jackson, as you mentioned, is Saturday night.
Yeah.
You all are going to be set up on the showroom floor broadcasting. There's just a lot of things to see and do and become a part of, and it makes you feel good to be part of that community.
Absolutely. And, one of the great things, Scott, about the NRA annual meeting, as I've said here, is just getting a chance to talk with people, getting a chance to meet people. And I know that's a great thing for you, too, as well as editor-in-chief of American Hunter, to actually talk with NRA members face-to-face, one-on-one, find out what some of their big concerns are, find out about the challenges and the success stories that they've had. And I know one of the things that you're writing about and talking about right now is this rule change that the Obama administration has implemented that is really going after shooters and hunters who travel internationally.
Yep. It adds a layer of bureaucracy that, in my mind, doesn't have to exist. I think the former system worked fine. They could have tweaked it if they were worried about smuggling, but they didn't. They created. I saw it written once in 2009 when President Obama was assembling his cabinet. And it was written in the Washington Post, of all places, and it said of the academics he was forming, they're all too smart by half. They'll never adopt a simple solution when they can create an ingenious one. And I think that's a classic case of what we have here. I've learned that this rule change was implemented because someone suddenly realized that, say, somebody like me was traveling abroad with upwards of 3 guns and upwards of 1,000 rounds of ammunition, although I can't carry 1,000 rounds. It weighs too much. Overseas with paperwork, and that they didn't have a system for tracking it upon my return to verify that I actually brought back those 3 guns. So they came up with this convoluted system that requires us to use a Commerce Department website that creates a paperless system so they can track and see that indeed I brought back the guns that I left with.
Okay, so this paperless system now that is being tracked here means that these electronic declarations, the problem is that right now you've got this employer identification number on the system, right? And those are usually used by businesses, not individuals, Scott.
Exactly. You and I, as private citizens, I don't have a business, so I don't have an EIN. My Social Security number sometimes will work on some forms, tax forms, what have you, as an EIN, but not in this case. An EIN really is only generated for a business for tax purposes. So I don't have one. I have to go on the AES system run by Commerce and apply for and get an employer identification number. Now, we have a fellow here in the office who's actually traveling to Africa in a couple of weeks on a hunt, and he did that, and as a guinea pig, first out of the gate on this, he actually got one. So we're going to see how it goes for him. Maybe it's going to work as advertised, but it's still, they wanted to get away from a paper system. They wanted to generate less waste, so they go paperless, okay? Never mind that we all know that all computer systems can and have been hacked, or, they're in danger of being hacked, so I don't know if that's just my personal worry. But so we've gone paperless. We've come up with a system. and it's a way so they can track the guns when you bring them back to the country. Fine, but they could have done that with the previous 4457s that we all used. I don't know why an ICE official, a customs official at an airport, when you show up at the airline counter, declare your firearms, have them checked out, x-rayed, hand inspected 7 ways come Sunday, couldn't take your 4457 with your name and address and the identification of the firearms, enter it into a database right there, and then lock up your stuff and off you go. Then when I return to a U.S. airport and check back into customs, hand them my passport, my 4457, my information would have appeared on their database, and boom, I'm off. Would have been, it seemed to me, a simpler fix, but they didn't go that route.
Well, and Scott, I'm not sure they're interested in simple fixes for
No.
dealing with hunters and sportsmen. You know, I mean, again, we've talked about this before. The attempts to make life just untenable as a hunter, as a gun owner, to throw up so many roadblocks and hurdles between you and the legal exercise of your rights that you throw up your hands in disgust and say, "Forget it, I'm not going to do this anymore."
That's my worry about this. Of course, you know, as a private citizen, I have no proof that is why this is going into effect. I don't know, and I won't say that it is. It just seems to me an unnecessary bit of bureaucratic red tape that didn't need to exist. There was a simpler way to go about this. Everybody could have agreed on that, and we'd be off and running. Instead, we've got a system that is throwing a lot of monkey wrenches into a lot of people's plans, and if it hasn't yet, it will be. There'll be upward, thousands, tens of thousands of American hunters traveling abroad this summer, mainly to Africa and also to other places in the southern hemisphere with their firearms. And my fear is, if not enough of them learn that this exists, they're going to show up or come back to the States and then hit this snag. At the very least, possibly miss their connecting flights. At the worst, I don't know what, have to try to do it there at the airport, or have to give up their firearms for a period of time. I don't know. Nobody's answering these questions. The worry is, it's yet more erosion of our rights, back to what you were talking about. And it's, like I said, it seems unnecessary, these extra steps that they're going to have us make.
Well, Scott, listen, I appreciate you coming on the program, sir. And the good news is this applies to international travel, not traveling to Nashville. So we will see you and your rights there in Nashville at the NRA annual meeting.
Absolutely. Look forward to it. I'll see you this weekend, Cam.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Scott Olmsted, Editor-in-Chief of American Hunter.